the Trump administration is ramping up its war on drugs to our south, blowing up yet another alleged drug boat and bringing the total to at least 10, with more than 40 people killed. And now the U.S. Navy's largest aircraft carrier, the Gerald R. Ford, and its strike group heading to that region, escalating what's being called an attack on cartels and the flow of drugs. President Trump saying efforts so far have saved American lives. He claims with every boat hit, 25,000 American lives are saved. Now, when it comes to overdose deaths, NewsNation research shows last year there were a total of 80,000 overdose deaths, significantly below the number of lives that the administration claims they are saving. NewsNation's Kellie Meyer is live at the White House. So, Kellie, what is the latest on this now military buildup?
Well, it continues into this week, Nichole. We are hearing of a U.S. Navy destroyer that docked in Trinidad and Tobago. They are joining there for joint military exercises with Trinidad and Tobago Defense Forces, per a U.S. official. So we know that the buildup continues. It comes after, you mentioned, the world's largest aircraft carrier group arrived in the region, the USS Ford. And it draws the growing concern for potential land strikes in Venezuela, which is something that the president has hinted at. We know that Venezuela has also been preparing their own forces for something like that. And the president continues to say that this could be something where they could be going next. Take a listen to this.
We're focused very much on South America, and we're getting a real strong handle on South America in a lot of ways, including the fact that we don't want their drugs. We don't want drugs coming into our country, and you're seeing that.
So we are seeing that build up there as the administration, as you mentioned, Nichole, continues with their ongoing strikes. We have yet to see one this week, but the last we saw was just last week, the first strike at night that we were seeing, and also the first strikes that we've seen in the Eastern Pacific happened last week. So it brings the total of known strikes to 10. As you mentioned, over 40 people have been killed. The administration calling those narco-terrorists, and that they were bringing in illicit drugs into the country. And that's why they say they struck those vessels, and they say they have the authority to do so. Nichole.
Yeah, so Kellie, a lot happening or not happening right now with our federal government. What has the reaction been like from Republicans and Democrats in Congress?
Yeah, it's a good point. Even though Congress isn't really here and the government remains shut down, it hasn't stopped Republicans and Democrats from being really outspoken about this. Even Republicans who normally stand by the president have been asking questions with regard to why he's doing this. Does he have the authorization to do this? Will he come to Congress to brief them on it? And the president did indicate last week that he would tell members of Congress, brief members of Congress, if he were to do land strikes, which again he has hinted could come next in Venezuela. But we've heard from Democrats and Republicans, specifically Senator Rand Paul out of Kentucky, questioning the legal authority of the president and the administration here, and just how they know that there are narco-terrorists or illicit drugs on board these vessels. Listen to this.
And this doesn't make the United States more safe. This makes us less safe. I mean, starting a war against Venezuela over what is a law enforcement action does not make any sense.
They have alleged that these people are drug dealers. No one said their name. No one said what evidence. No one said whether they're armed. And we've had no evidence presented. I would call them extrajudicial killings. And this is akin to what China does, to Iran does with drug dealers. They summarily execute people without presenting evidence to the public.
Now, the administration defends they do have the intelligence that indicates there are drugs on board and that these are narco-terrorists, as they call them, on board. We also heard from Republican Senator Lindsey Graham, who defends the president, says he does have the authority to do this, and he indicates that land strikes are on the horizon in Venezuela. Nichole.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.